Well, if you haven't gone out to the website and got your plans for the ATS unit yet, they're all updated and still available. Actually, the lights shown in this exploded view have been updated to some better ones, and if you bought the plans once, you can get all the updates for free, so they're out there for you. And we are over 1,000 subscribers strong on YouTube now. Thank you very much for your support. If you have not subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you would. Like the videos and subscribe, and it really helps me out. Well, I'm pretty excited about this. Let's check it out. So, both Reef Supply had these Vertex Calcium Reactors on Black Friday sale for $100 off. And I mean, it's still really not in the budget, I guess, but my wife said to go ahead, and who am I to argue with her, you know? And not that my other reactors got a problem or anything, but I felt I was always having trouble getting the alkalinity to keep up. And calcium, it's got too much most of the time, to be honest with you. But wow, what is this? Oh, some sort of display thing. Vertex is like Apple meant with packaging. They do a nice job. So what do we got here? Siche pump. Here's the base, and looks like a pretty nice rig here. A calcium reactor. My old one over there is only about half as height and about half as diameter. So, and this is a dual chamber, so there's another chamber in here. And so this should give it enough reaction time, I think. And there's a needle valve. So at any rate, I'm gonna set this up and see how she works. I'm pretty excited about it. There's a really good video on Bulk Reef Supply that shows how to set this up, but you know, it's pretty plug and play. But at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and, can you see that all right? I'm gonna go ahead and read the instructions. Get it done. Does anybody read instructions? Okay, so I'm starting to get this thing set up here, and I'm really impressed with the workmanship on this. It's actually really nice. Tight tolerances on all these plastic parts. I mean, they've got threads formed in the top here, gaskets seated on this half, gasket on the other half. Everything has these nice O-ring gaskets, and they're not, you know, just cheap O-rings. This is a silicone O-ring, so you know, everywhere. There's even down in here. It's just really high quality piece of equipment, in my opinion. So I'm going to use this Reborn for media in here, and then I'm going to put this Remag in there, and it says in the instructions to use 10% of this, and not to exceed 25%. And so that's kind of my plan there. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is pour this stuff in a bucket and wash it, and then I'll mix it in the bucket. So it's a whole lot easier to mix this magnesium pellet in here by having it in a separate bucket. And I did wash this in the sink over here, and there's like absolutely nothing that came out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. I think it's fine. There's no reason to worry about any of this getting into the down below this plate. It's just the nature of the thing, and it's going to happen. And so they say not to worry about it. You can see there's a little bit at the bottom there. I had right around a half a bag of this stuff already. So. Well, they give you a little extra chamber for the dolomite for magnesium, and I didn't realize that because I didn't read the directions. So I filled it up and I mixed the dolomite like every other reactor does. Oops, that one goes there. And shoot. So now I'm going through a bucket of rocks and sorting the dolomite out, and just, I mean, it would work the other way because, I've always mixed it just to mix the chambers, but I think it's cool that this has a separate little cup for this, and so I'm painstakingly pulling it back out. I spent enough on this reactor, I might as well use it. Okay, so I got all my dolomite sorted back out of this main chamber, and I filled up both chambers here, and here's the dolomite. Woohoo! So that's ready to go, and I'm just amazed at the fit of all of these parts on this thing. It's really nice. I mean, this must be a molded PVC part. There's threads in there, there's an O-ring in there. This is not something off the shelf. Well, maybe it's machined that way. That could be. Boy, if they're machining this, it's got a nice shine to it. Yeah, this is actually really an amazing piece of equipment. I'm very impressed with the craftsmanship on this. I was looking at doing a geo reactor, dual chamber reactor, which does not have some of the features of this, like the separate chamber for the dolomite, which I didn't even realize I had, but yeehaw, that's pretty nice. No, the geo has two chambers about the size of this large chamber. I'm not sure if I need that much, but it doesn't have this, gauge on here. It doesn't have the this chamber here, which breaks up the CO2 as it goes through, and so it's just a, this is a C-shape pump on this thing, which I think is really a high quality pump. My old one has an Eheim, which is also a high quality pump. But I just, you know, the fit and finish of everything on this is just highly engineered. You know, it's not some guy in his garage building parts. This thing here obviously has been engineered in probably in some CAD package, 3D kind of CAD. You know, you look at this part on top here, you know, this is all machined out perfectly, and the fit of each of these is beautiful. You know, all these caps are machined parts. They're not, you know, made from plumbing parts that came from Home Depot or Lowe's. You know, this John Guest fittings and everything. This is really a high quality piece of equipment. So hats off to Vertex. I think they do a great job. I'm glad I bought this, and it was less expensive than the competitive one too. So I'm pretty impressed. You can see I've got my instructions out now, and I'm just making sure that I'm not going to put anything together wrong from here on out. Okay, so the instructions say that I should fill up the CO2 chamber with RO water. You know, I think my old one, now the one I had 10 years ago, I guess, you filled up this chamber with oil, just a clear oil like vegetable oil, but apparently they like you to use water now. And it's not wanting to go in there. We're going to try a different method here. It's like, yeah, fill it up with water. Really? How am I going to do that? All right. I found some tubing that fits pretty good. Man, that's working. So it looks like there's a lot of tubes here, but this thing is pretty simple to set up. There's a little diagram in here. I'll throw it up on the screen that kind of shows how to do it. Black is for CO2, white is for this is the effluent on the way out, and then the effluent or the pump water comes in here, which I'll use white for as well. And the red is all the internal connections. So I've got this thing just about done. I have one of these tubing cutters, which is very nice to have, although mine is dull as can be. So I've been just using a scissors, and it seems to be working okay. As long as you get that cut nice and square and even, I think it's okay. So I think there's one more connection here, and we're ready to rock and roll. So just to give you a little size perspective on the difference in these reactors, my old one there, you can see the chamber is pretty small compared to my new one, and you can kind of get a feel for it maybe better here on the back side. Okay, so I got it running here. It's I got it positioned, I think it positioned very nicely. Kind of cleaned up the whole area a little bit actually. Pay no attention to that orange cord running through there. That's kind of the only thing that's not so pretty. It's too short to get it in the cable run. But at any rate, there's the carbon doser, and I haven't got that turned on yet, and I'm just waiting for this to fill up. You can see it's up to about right there at that point, at this point. And it's taking a while to fill up, so I'm just kind of waiting for that. And then I'll fire up the CO2, and my pH probe is in. So it's running now. You can see the bubble. It's the CO2 coming through. And carbon doser is running. I got it set at 2.5, and that's where it was before. And I got the drip about where it was before. Drip is a little harder because you just got to time the number of drops per minute. And I'm just using a good old MJ down in there back. So it's got a valve on it. I got to turn down a little bit, but at any rate, that's all that's. Sorry, my chair makes noise. That's all that's running this thing. I'd like to get one of those Kamoer Peristaltic pumps at some point, but for now, this is good enough. So I'll just have to do some adjustments now. Well, special thanks to my dog Riley for helping me out with this thing. I'm going to keep testing and tweaking on this for a while. I'll put together another video that kind of shows how to do that. But at any rate, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.